scrapping 15 seconds hardly to even get to that A hill. And I believe that will spell a 3-1 round lead and the end of the first half here on Bunker. Rise Nation
Kind of confuses me just a little bit because if Vexy's with that retro over on that side of the map will do a ton of damage. So right, Knights, they need to strike fast.
Here they go. Detox gets great shots over the cover. First one goes down in his name. He's going to have to back up though because I believe the Country Fire will come down and he'll back up. He's still full red though. He's going to have to play a little game behind, go seek, maybe even with somebody named Little Bo Peep, but he will find the second with his full health back, and he will be in a 1v1. Here comes a teammate, I believe that is Trix, to have his back. And now Vexy's, you said he was talking about the retro, but he said, hey baby, I'm good with the long shot as well.
I remember one of the times I've seen this man with the sniper. Ooh, I was going to say on force, he's hitting headshot after headshot.
Caster's curse.
Yeah, we curse him just a little bit, but he gets a body shot, and on the rotation, that is actually a pretty big body shot right there that allows Inzum to put damage that stops a little bit of the push from the Knights. As you see, only 3 versus 2 here, and they're actually playing a defensive. Effects with a massive shot at back A, even a flank coming out, but one of his teammates, an opportunity, I got a little scared there. I thought he was going to hit it, but he's playing so aggressive. The rest of his team is getting taken out, so he needs to go big, but a trade between him and Monkeys. Shock is going to be the last member alive for Rise Nation. He just needs to buy time.
He's got to buy time right now. He's got a retro on his back. He's got a Nasher in his hands, but he's got a hope and a prayer because now Detox has come off to break that F hill. Bouncing around, he's finally going to get down and out and cleaned up, and now it's up to Shock. Shock is going to have to get into that hill to get some breaks. He's going to keep fighting them off. You see Sleeper now. Sleeper seeing 4 members of Rise Nation in front of him. Domination being threatened. He goes for the revive to help keep the numbers here, help keep the pressure on. And you see the picture-in-picture. They swing that camera around that hill. That looks oh so beautiful because you can see every play being picked up. Sleeper's going to clean up one. He's now going to have this beautiful sight line from the perpendicular on to Inzem. He will get him as well. And then Domination finally comes through. And Pittsburgh can answer back, but nobody getting hyped just yet. You can't get up and start talking trash until you maybe tie it up here in map number 2. They're talking things over. That went very well for them. PR, what did you see that really impressed you in that round out of Pittsburgh?
It was honestly just the complete aggression. You saw them over towards B late in the round, even though Vexy's was hitting those shots, the body shots, in order to put some damage out, but they did not stop them. They kept it going. They kind of just halted just a little bit where they regained their health, they regained positioning, but from there, they continued to go forward. They put the pressure on, and Rise Nation secured that round. But one thing I did notice, every time this crowd cheers for the Knights, they win the round.
Every single time?
Every time the crowd cheers for the Knights, they win the round.
Do you think that's coincidence?
It could be coincidence, but I mean, if they cheer and the Knights win this round, it's fact.
You got to give them your energy if you're in the crowd. If you want Pittsburgh Knights to win, you got to get up, you got to get loud, because right now you are batting 1,000 for keeping them in this with your energy. There's some downs, there's some cleanups. You see Identiv's up there with a Voltok in his hand. He's going to have to rotate out, though, because there's nobody there to help him anymore. He could be in the 3v1, but he's only going to get pushed by the first member of Rise Nation. I believe that is Vexy. He hits at least one of those shots. And that thing is not nice. That Voltok will put you down in the ground before. But here comes Sleeper on the rotation and the flank. Sleeper getting 2, and now Detox has to rotate that sniper all the way back to the home hill. And I think playing defense right here is his best bet. He's got Inzem in front of him to play a little bit of offense, maybe get some early damage in. You get enough, you can still crack the body and put somebody down. Misses the hip fire, but Inzem playing bodyguard gets the kill. And PR, just like that, it's like Pittsburgh had all that control, all that top control, that mid-neutral hill control. But now Rise Nation is threatening early, especially, oh, never mind, Monkeys. He's going to go ahead and light up Inzem with that instant.
Yep, Detox have yet to put the sniper to use, but that's it. Oh my God, a narrow miss on Dezenide. That is an angle I have never seen before, so you got to give Detox props. I don't know who thought of that one, but he misses yet another shot. He needs to start hitting these body shots, because right now it does look like the Pittsburgh Knights are trying to be as aggressive as possible. Hits one body shot for his squad. No one able to capitalize on that just yet. The guy he did hit the body shot on, they've been aggressing forward ever since that, probably Dezenide. As you see, the Knights are trying to take control of the home hill of Rise Nation. The score is in their favor, so they don't necessarily have to make a push for that neutral hill. They don't have to fight a fight that is around a 50-50. They go ahead and keep the rotations going, keep your numbers advantage. But somehow, some way, Trix and Inzem, they're going to go ahead and get the first down. They're going to fight out of this.
Here you go, PR. You said it. They're going to get the numbers back in their favor. Desenine's going to get down and out. He's going to get cleaned up, and a wall of blue takes over the kill feed. And now Rise Nation being very careful, playing for information now. They know that they can get the score lead back in this one. They can still win the round with a 2-1 hill advantage quite easily. So they're going to try to make sure that nobody sneaks behind them. Nobody gets into a fight that's unnecessary. I'm pretty sure they're getting some call-outs from that coach behind them, Big Brain, Affinity. He's going to say, look, guys, you got to make sure that you're not getting snuck up on. Nobody's hitting you with the secret agent, man. A little 007 action. Detox taking that back cover now. He's still got snipe in his hand. He went for the extra ammo, but he gets burned alive.
This is now a Vexy. Vexy's gonna fall next. The Knights, they're making another last-ditch push right here. They won the last round just like it, and it looks like they're gonna go ahead and take this round. Monkeys has the sniper as well. They're forcing the members of Rise Nation back. They already had the lead, and with 2 hills, they're gonna continue to hold the lead. Shock, he's taking a lot of damage. His teammate, Insum, is gonna go ahead and die as they try and bait and switch. Shock's gonna try and rotate around. You see Rise Nation, they like to make these sneak plays, but unless Shock makes a miracle play right here, this round is absolutely over. A little bit of a misroll. He is finally going to be taken down, and just like that, Rise Nation and Knights are tied up 2-2. You hear that? The crowd is cheering. That is 100% win ratio when the crowd cheers.
You said Shock had to make a miracle play there, but he wasn't walking on water and he wasn't turning none into wine. He wasn't going to get that one to go. And now you see it. 3-3, Pittsburgh crawling back into this one slowly but surely, and on the overhead cam, the highlight reel. And I'm going to go ahead and call it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That ensign perfectly, precisely placed by Monkeys to get that kill.
Just 2 ensigns that from unique angles that you don't normally see coming out. And he dodges one of his own. You can call him the master of the ensigns.
Hey, you can call him the master of the floater. That little underhanded floater, baby, just like a softball. Nice pitch in there. Love to see it happen. Here comes Dezo. We're going to stay on board with him. Is he going to be the first to the fight here in the E-Hill? Flashbang out. He's going to pull his own. He's going to let that go into the face of Shock, but I don't know if he got a full stun, so Shock is going to bounce around. Try to stay alive. He's going to wait for his teammates to try to get some Lancer shots on before he maybe pushes in. But Dezo's going to catch him with a big back A. And he's got 2 more members of Rise Nation in front of him, but the double down comes out. Here comes the reinforcements going for the revive. They get the first. They get the second. Pittsburgh still standing up. The crowd still cheering. And PR, I believe you can give this initial to Pittsburgh.
And the crowd is cheering. So if history repeats itself, the Knights should go ahead and take this round, but it is still so early. The Knights, with just a 6-second lead, is obviously going to go a little bit higher. Detox and the rest of Rise Nation, they're trying to do what they can to stop the points being gained from the Pittsburgh Knights. You saw them overextend. You saw them get the break. This is where they're going to back out and try to play on rotation towards this neutral hill. But it looks like the Pittsburgh Knights are kind of set up for it already. But a nice flank from Shock. He's going to go ahead and take out ends of 2 targets in front of him. That's not scaring him. He's going to go ahead and hold his ground.
Sneaky, surprising Shock on a big flank right there. Gets the first, puts some shots on, and forces the second to back out. Now Avexi's hitting him with an apartment complex over that thing, baby. Beautiful shots out by him to get the down and get the out. And now we're going to slide over to Drix. Drix in a big 1v1, but he's going to be taken out. So Monkeys will play some great defense there on their home hill to stop the push of Rise Nation. Rise Nation, though, still firmly in this one. You see the bolt talk out by Detox. He's going to hit that first shot. He won't hit a second. Barely any spread on that one. Monkeys is still safe and can still get away. No, he won't. He's going to go down. Here comes the reinforcements. I believe that is Dezenai. Dezenai trying to come in here to get another kill. He's going to go for a double. Gets the 2-shot down, but is taken out from behind.
Yeah, no, his long-time, lifelong duo, now Dennis is going to go ahead and revive him. They're going to keep this train rolling. Little engine that could. The Knights are looking to take map number 2 and force a map number 3. 2 members of the Knights are over in Rise Nation's home hill, trying to have their own little house party here. One of them's going to go down. They're going to continue to be forced back. That's Sleeper, that's Dezenai. But with 2 other members of Rise Nation out of spawn, the Pittsburgh Knights are going to have to turn. They're going to have to run and play for that neutral because there's nobody in position just yet for Rise Nation. But there's nobody in position either for the Knights. You got to wonder what is going wrong for this squad.
Rotations are slow, baby. They keep pumping the brakes just one too many times. You see Chaos down there on the bottom side of the E-Hill. He doesn't know exactly how many or who may be waiting for him at that mid-neutral hill. Identives is going to have to back up. He's got the bolt talk in his hand, though. Again, we're going to go with a Billy the Kid situation here where we've got 2 people with 6 shooters trying to put in as much damage as humanly possible. Identives will miss a few shots. Dezo's going to threaten the home hill. Big shot on Avexi's. He misses the first, gets the melee to go, and then gets the kill. So now he's going to be in a 2v1 against Shock. He's got a teammate there. Shock is going to have to run out of there. I don't think he's got a chance to get out, though. Just like an ice cube in the 8G double hockey sticks, he's got no chance, baby. And now Identives will be putting in more damage with that Voltok. Just making it look so easy and so beautiful as he hits that shot and he slides on out. PR, give it to me, baby.
Look, the Knights are taking this round away again. I told you, 100% win ratio for the crowd in this matchup. If they get loud, the Knights win. But there he goes, Monkeys in a 1v1, but too little, too late. Shots to go ahead and win it, but the Knights will win the round, and once again, the crowd erupts.
I'm waiting for the chants, baby. I'm waiting for some chants. I'm waiting for some songs, maybe. A Vamos, Pittsburgh.
I know my favorite chant from the crowd. I can't. I don't want to spoil it just yet because I want it to be natural. I want it to be natural. They have one of my favorite crowds ever. If you look at a replay coming right at you, Dezenide with some big play. That's a hot knife through butter right there.
That back A was beautiful and big time. Here he comes. The second shot hits. The third shot gets the down. Identiv says, don't worry, buddy, I got you. I'll give you a little pat on the back, clean you back up. And here comes Dezenide. He's going to get that third. Now we're seeing him in that first initial contact with the Vex. He's getting that kill. So Dezenide putting the team on his shoulders. I will always continue, as he was one of my all-star picks back in Gears 4. He will always be Dezo God to me and making godlike plays here today.
So Matt, point for Knights. They win this one. They force a third and tiebreaker map. A lot of damage being put out by Avexis. A good opportunity for Rise Nation, but it is actually going to be stopped. But as I say that, Avexis with a massive double kill, a massive triple kill. Avexis is trying to take over this game. He's trying to force it round number 9 because they do not want to go a third map. They do not want to risk it.
Now Drix in a big 1v1. He's going to get the 2-shot down and get the out. He did get the kill, I believe. So now that kill is huge because now you cannot continue to push forward if you're Sleeper. You know you don't have a numbers advantage. You've got to back on up. Inzip, he's going to make sure that hill stays capped. Avexis has the snipe in his hand. He's going to look for a little headshot right here. He sees him moving around. He sees him sneaking around. He's going to look for somebody through that beautiful scope. And I believe Avexis playing that COG gear. Might have gotten some tips and some pointers from Bernadette Mataki, one of the longtime snipers in the COG. He's going to have to pop a skull or two if he wants to put it to beautiful good use. Sighted in. Body shot on the first one, baby. Nothing to go yet. That's going to back them on up. That helps them play great defense there. They're going to flood out of that hill. Pittsburgh's making a full 5-man call to the E-hill. They're sending 4 out of their 5 players. All their eggs in the basket right here. They've got to get at least the hill and maybe a kill if they want to make this successful. They get Avexis. They're going to get it down on Detox sooner or later. No, they won't because he's got a meat shield and he's got all the will to win. And Rise Nation stops them in the tracks.
The Knights have been just dethroned almost right there. The Kings of Mexico looked like they had it all in the bag right there. They just needed to gain some points. They needed to get back into this game, but it was trying to turn on its side, and it was from that man himself, Detox. You saw him hitting a lot of body shots as Knights was trying to make that push over. As soon as the Knights go ahead and try and backtrack, they're trying to chase themselves to go for that neutral. Once again, Detox was hit massive shots with that sniper rifle, and this is another opportunity for the Knights. Usually when they make these last dip enters, it works out for them. If you look at the lives right now, Identif, you need to be careful, mister, but you do as well, Drix. If both of these teams are able to kind of pinpoint where these guys are at and solidify that last elimination, they can net themselves a 4v5.
Full defense right here, PR. Do you like this? They're turtling up. They're waiting for the members of Pittsburgh to push on through these small, tight hills, these corners. They're gonna have to make a fight happen through a hallway, baby. They know that they have to get a break here because they're down to 15 seconds before we go to our second round 9. Because Rise Nation trying to hold on. Detox falls, Avexis falls, Inzip falls. Pittsburgh said, no way, no how. We're taking it to map number 3, and Pittsburgh will get this possible round win if they can just take care of shots and clean this one up. And the crowd is getting live in living color.
They need to be careful. This is going to be all to Identif here. He needs to stop this. He needs to go ahead and get the break. Identif needs to go.
He didn't get a break.
He got the catch.
He didn't get a break.
No,
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
The Knights will not
hold. They got it. Pittsburgh Knights, last second. Heartbeat sensor. I'd be having a heart attack. Somebody clear the cholesterol out of my veins because that one went down past the wire, if you ask me. And Pittsburgh has roared back into this game. It is 1-1, and they will go to map 3. And if you're Rise Nation, you got to be shaking your head right now. You had complete control over that round. You were looking to make this one a round number 9 and maybe take it 2-0. But Pittsburgh has fought back, and PR
I would love a replay of like the last 30 seconds, last 20 seconds, whatever we can get out of that last round, because that was back and forth. Win condition went from Rise Nation, went from the Knights, then back to Rise Nation, then to Knights in the very last second of that round, solidify and force a map number 3. But I said, Colin, I said it many times, anytime this crowd cheers for the Knights, they win the round. They feel that energy in their hometown. The last time I see them play this good, this was Gears of War 4. Guess where it was?
Mexico City?
Mexico City, man.
Okay,
They took it all the way down to the wire, and it was because of this crowd. They feel that energy talking to them. When they were known as Ghost Gaming, now the Knights, talking to them over and over again. They feed off of this crowd, and that's how they get their energy. That's how they keep themselves moving in the harshest of situations.
I heard you say just a few moments ago what you would love to see. Maybe a replay from the end of this round, but do you know what I would love to see?
What?
Gears Esports all weekend long, and thank the good Lord above that we here in Mexico City, that's all you're going to get. Non-stop action, the best teams in the world competing here this weekend, all weekend long, and you've got two of the best to ever do it on stage right now. Pittsburgh Knights, Rise Nation, putting on some highlight reel type plays, and we start here with Dezenide.
Man, Pittsburgh Knights just came back round after round, and a lot of those rounds, Colin, came down to last second pushes. I almost want to tell the Knights, sit in spawn, wait till Rise Nation gets 200 points, and then go ahead and pick up your controllers and start playing, because time after time again, it comes down to the last push. Rise Nation just kept turtling back. You got to wonder how they're going to change their strategy going into map number 3, but in map number 2, anytime they had a massive lead, they turtled back. But look at Avexis, a monster 46 kills for the loss.
Sometimes
That's got to be a thorn in the
side. Sometimes you got
side.
to hold an L when you put on a highlight reel like that. But I think the biggest telltale sign out of that entire lineup, you see, Detox, 2 maps in a row, has had the best KDA in the entire lobby. His amount of eliminations mixed in with his deaths has proven that Detox has, without a doubt, not just valued his life, he's valued his teammates' positioning, he's valued shots on enemies. He's done a great job of anything and everything you could ask him. So as good as Avexis played in map number 2, I think you got to look at a guy like a Detox to come here in map number 3 and really put his team on his back on training grounds.
You know, just looking at those kills, you know, even though Avexis has that massive 46 bomb, I do think they were kind of even, maybe even going over to Rise Nation in total eliminations, but that means to me that some of those kills were kind of not really worth anything. If you saw, like I talked about, Knights towards the end of that game, that's when they were making those last-ditch effort pushes. That's when they were getting only a couple of eliminations, but they were winning these rounds. On the other hand, Rise Nation, they were making big plays. They were getting tons and tons of multi-kills, but they weren't necessarily setting up each and every one of those multi-kills for round wins like the Pittsburgh Knights were.
You ain't gonna find no better breakdown than that right there, ladies and gentlemen. He put that thing on a
stop.
silver platter for you. You can eat that up all day long. He made that as simplified as possible. Even somebody like me from deep in the South can understand that. And he didn't even have to talk slow for me, ladies and gentlemen. But PR, we're going to training grounds. You heard my man Ryan Fools talk about how NZEM might be a big factor in map number 3 on training grounds. I'm thinking it might have to be a guy like Detox. Who are you looking to be the biggest factor on the map? Are you gonna go with us on Rise Nation? You can look over to Pittsburgh and say, hey, look, they fall back into it. Map 3's is there to take.
Oh, man, this is one of those nail-biter situations. I always talk about it where it's like a 51-49 matchup to where just a coin toss is going to make one team a little bit better than the other. But I got to go ahead and keep looking at Avexis, actually. Avexis, one of the more vocal people on that squad. He doesn't slow down his slaying either, and he's able to put those power weapons to use. So I'm looking to him to continue to heat up, and if Avexis does what he does in map number 1 and in map number 2, you can simply see it, and I can agree with Ribs on that analyst desk that Rise Nation will take this match 2-1.
You know who the real winner of this is?
Me?
These fans.
I was close.
Anybody, well, you know what?
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan right now because they're putting on the best performance possible. You see my main man, the coach of Pittsburgh Knights, Demise, showing off some of them sponsors, trying to get them quick shout-outs for them, saying, hey, look, you got to go to Sheets, baby. You got to smile while you're at it. Now the vibes have gone down over there on Rise Nation. I want to see them get back to smiling and laughing and joking, having some fun over there. Them boys over there got to get back into the good mood. They got to get on the good foot. As you see Affinity probably trying to talk this thing over with his teammates. He's looking, guys, look, all right, look, that came down to the last second. That could have gone either way. That was really close. That was heads or tails. Who knows who actually won that round? Just the programmers, because they made the game that way. Outside of that, we don't know who did it. We don't really know what happened. Let's go into training grounds. Let's make this a 5-0. Let's get out of here. They're going to be like, 5-0? He's going to be like, yep, 5-0. Let's get it on over with. All right?
I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but You know, I talked about Enzem being like a mini powers, Vexies and Detox, you know what they can do. And so far, I haven't really seen anybody on the Knights that can kind of match that slaying power, so they do heavily rely on their teamwork. A map like Training Grounds, if you make those pushes correctly, like I know Pittsburgh Knights likes to push over towards that B hill off initial, that could net you an early advantage in terms of teamwork and positioning, and you should try your hardest to get these guys a little flustered and stop that composure. You know, get them to play a little bit more individual, like the inconsistent Rise Nation we've known of the past. But we'll say a little devil advocate there. Rise Nation does not look inconsistent right now.
Look, I'm going to go ahead and say it again. I keep harping on it. I know a lot of people don't put too much favorable mentions in the side of momentum, of crowd energy, of feeling that energy and that passion and helping it push through to the next round. I think if you are Pittsburgh, you've got the crowd back into this thing. They were getting up, getting loud. They love that second map win right there. Rise Nation, definitively, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I might be wrong, but I don't care. If they don't win round one, it ain't good. You've got to put the crowd back out of this thing. You got to get them back in the seats. You got to get them back quieted down, hush them up a little bit so that you can get your energy back up. You can get your vibes going back again. Because especially to lose in that fashion where you really thought you had it all the way until the last nanosecond, I mean, you couldn't split hairs finer than that thing. And all of a sudden, map's over with, and you've lost map 2 instead of going to a round number 9. That's almost a dagger-like round loss, and I don't think anybody wants to take one of those on the chin going into a map number 3.
Look at a complete 180 of the vibes.
Oh, look at that, baby.
Best players, and it's all of the Knights.
Wave it around for us. Show it off. Best players. Yeah, baby.
We got some
Tell 'em.
fans in there.
That's right. Get up, get loud, get hyped. You got to love the energy here in Mexico City. They love Gears Esports. You see the luchador mask there in the middle of the crowd.
I love it.
Throwing up the I love you sign. I love it. I couldn't get any happier to be here today with my main man, Jacob MVPR, the MVP of my heart most days because he's the best duo in the game and he helps us make the best team on God's green.
Yep.
And we're going to get to map number 3, which is TG. That'll be Training Grounds for all of you that don't know shorthand.
You know, before the crowd interrupting me with their cheers, I'm over here talking about, like, look at the complete 180 of the vibes. Not only the Knights, you see all the smiles, you see the talking, but you see the straight faces from Rise Nation. They know this is, I'm not going to necessarily say do or die because this is our Swiss bracket, but this is do or die because these teams want a bye. They don't want to have to go into that Swiss bracket and get an early loss. You see smile direct. Monkey's showing that smile. And like I said, those vibes are high. They're running a huge victory after an ending like that, not even a map like that, an ending like that would just shoot your vibes up. Make sure you have all the smiles, all the momentum on your side. And I think you hit the nail on the head by saying if Rise Nation need to, have to, must come out big in round number 1 and not only shut down the Knights, but shut down the crowd as well.
I always like to use, you know, my traditional references. I'm especially a big boxing fan. You've lost 3 or 4 rounds in a row. You've lost 3 or 4 rounds in a row to points. You know that the judges are favoring the other guy. The best way to get those judges back on your side, the best way to keep that guy from winning yet another round on points, you walk up to the middle of the ring when that bell ding, 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 hit him right in the mouth and put him on the mat. Let the referee count him out a little bit. Make him think twice about coming back out to challenge you. That's what I'm getting at when I say that Rise Nation has to win that round number 1. They've got to get that under their belt. They've got to get this crowd back out of it and not so solely in the corner of the Pittsburgh Knights. We continue to take some looks there on the stage, Adam. I think if I were to make a guess at this one, and this is just me, I'm pretty sure this is the event they looked forward to the most after that disappointing loss. Like, there might be a world championship someday. There might be another event on the horizon somewhere down the line. There might be an international invitational. Who knows? But nothing's better than going home and playing in front of those fans in Mexico City with everything on the line. Holding up that trophy's got to mean more to them, especially here in this building, in this city, than you can possibly imagine back home. On the flip side, Rise Nation, you know what event they look forward to?
Which one?
The next one. They don't give a dang where they're going to be playing. They don't care who they're playing. They like to get up in people's faces, and they are going to try to prove here in Mexico City that all that inconsistency people talk about, all that hoopla that people keep saying that they're not one of the top best teams in the entire world, well, they're going to come out here and they're going to try to put Pittsburgh on their back in map number 3 and win this matchup. And PR, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I love to, when you turn around and you take a look at that main stage, you see how the players are reacting. You see them fist bumping on the side of Pittsburgh. Over there on Rise Nation, they're just leaned in. They're laser focused. They look like they're going to be cutting jewelry here with a fine-tuned laser in just a moment. They're going to be looking so close at those monitors. Hope it don't hurt their eyes.
But as we're getting into this one, as we're loading it up before it even starts, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Any spot you want, I'll stand on. I promise you.
I'm going to put you on a spot like
All
a
right.
Dalmatian here.
Here we go.
So, who is winning map number 3?
I'm going to go Rise Nation, baby. I'm going to go against the home crowd. It's going to make me a villain, but I don't care. I want to see them come out and make a statement in this one. Pittsburgh can always bounce back. Rise Nation needs this one.
Yeah, man, we are 2 peas in a pod because I got that same prediction.
Here we go, though. Training grounds is loaded up. The initial has started. Members of both teams have already flooded toward the middle. You see the home and neutral hill have gone in favor of Rise Nation, with Detox having that overlook, that winch position. And you see now they're going to maybe make a move over to the home hill of Pittsburgh, with 3 members of Rise Nation facing off against 2 members of Pittsburgh. Detox trying to get that shot down, but here comes the 3rd member of Pittsburgh. Great support fire, and Sleeper's going to go for the revive. Detox will not get that one to go. He's going to bounce around. He's going to get the down there. He's going to clean up the first. But Pittsburgh answers right back. That's a beautiful trade out by them.
This is going to be a great opportunity here as Rise Nation trying their hardest to defend it. You see they have multiple angles. Multiple players are getting taken out as well. Chaos, he's trying to do what he can. And there you go, Rise Nation actually choosing to back up. And I do think this is exactly the position Knights wants him in. That's a down. Sleeper's going to go ahead and take advantage. Inzum is forced all the way back. But look, the Knights, they're not slowing down. It's green lights all ahead. And Inzum is not going to say anything about it, as Sleeper's going to go ahead and shut him down. Next person in his line of sight is going to be a Vex. He's 3v1 situation. And Vex is able to get it down on 1, but he's going to get taken out 1 by 1. Rise Nation are falling.
Rise Nation, as you said, are falling. You see Detox comes into that fight, tries to get the first one to go, but gets immediately downed, even off the spawn, maybe with a little protection coming out of there. They're going to get another one in Pittsburgh. Looks to try to solidify this first round, but a member of Rise Nation has made it all the way to the B Hill, snuck over there to stop the triple cap from coming through. But Pittsburgh answers right back. They're right back on that B Hill. They're right back to shut it down. And Pittsburgh has taken round 1, and the cheers have started up yet again, PR.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's all I got to say. There are so many uh-ohs right there. The crowd is cheering. They got a 100% read ratio when they're cheering, right? We talked about it so much. We put a lot of emphasis on it. If Rise Nation does not win round number 1, it is going to be Mount Rushmore for them to climb. And I don't want to be wrong. I don't. I was guessing all Pro League long. I had a very good positive ratio in terms of my predictions. So Rise Nation, man, if you need an upper hand, just go ahead and talk to the controller. I'll play from up here while casting it. Let me know. Willing to sub in.
Did you really just say they were going to climb up Mount Rushmore on the president's faces? They're going to climb all over those founding fathers' faces, baby.
I mean, the Knights in Mexico are basically Mount Rushmore. They got to climb the Kings.
Wins that 1v, and he's going to get shot in the back a little bit, but he's going to turn around, catch him off guard. He might have gone for that decap. Easy kill as he hops over. Detox getting greedy. This rolls right into monkeys. And
that wall bounce wasn't even necessary.
He takes that. You gotta take those free kills, don't you, PR?
Yep. And I just want to watch this Rise Nation squad. They need to start playing a little bit more like a team, because I still see a lot of individual play going in one after another and trying to make those hero plays, and that can't happen if you're Rise Nation. You had an incredible map number 1. Heck, you have an incredible map number 2. It just did not fall your way. You can't give up just yet, and that was one of the biggest question marks on this team coming into the event. Are they the same inconsistent Rise Nation we have been seeing for years, or are they going to take their game to the next level? The addition of Inzum, the addition of Affinity, you expect great things from them, but Knights, they don't care about any of that.
I'm pretty sure Dezenite has put a laser sight on that Lancer, because I don't feel like he's been missing very many shots on anybody whatsoever. Sleeper's going to get 1. He's going to get a 2nd. He's going to stay there in that cubby. He's going to help clean up a 3rd. And now he's got finally some reinforcements in Chaos. He's not close enough to get that revive. If he goes for it, he may get himself shot and down. So Sleeper mites the run, but there comes the double kill. So Rise Nation answers back right there with a beautiful double kill. They will possibly get this B-Hill in their favor, because nobody from Pittsburgh is in position to challenge it. Not yet anyway. Here comes Detox and Shock to try to fight off what could be 2 to 3 members of Pittsburgh coming off spawn. Detox will get the first, but he will go down. So now they haven't even capped up the speed hill. The hill is not as important in this situation. You got to get these kills to get out, because even if you get the hill, you immediately get wiped away and they take it right back. It's all over but crying anyway.
You see, I almost want to talk about Rise Nation right there because they had everything going for them there. They pushed the members of Pittsburgh Knights back, but it even got a couple of kills, but this is kind of like a replay of map number 2. All those kills mean nothing if you're unable to net yourself a hill, unable to net yourself some extra points. So Rise Nation are still on the back foot here. Sleeper's going to go ahead and take out Drix, and there you have it. Win by elimination, 2 rounds in a row for the Pittsburgh Knights, and there the crowd erupts once again.
I don't want to say that things aren't looking good.
Then don't say
But
it.
I don't have any crazy metaphors for when things don't look good off the top of the head right now. So I'm going to go ahead and say things aren't looking good.
What are you saying? I'm going to try it right now. I'm going to try it.
All right.
The Pittsburgh Knights are going balling right now. They're setting up the pins, and they're knocking them down because 2 rounds in a row, that's a clear strike.
That's a clear strike, but that really doesn't define how bad things are looking for Rise Nation. But you know what? I'll give it to you, baby. That's A for effort right there. All right, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
I'm a winner here today. That's all that matters.
right.
Colin gave me props, but that's a big weapon placement to come out from Rise Nation. They need something big. They need a change to come out, and I do think that is going to be what they need. But they got to be careful. They got to make it past the initial. There's an extra utility on the side of the Pittsburgh Knights.
All those extra flashbangs here, they all come one after the next, trying to keep Inzim stunned and flashed. And now Shock has to rotate out because they just had no answer for that many flashbangs coming in one after the next. They've cleaned them all off the map, and now you see Sleeper rotating over. They're going to go for this elimination here. They're not going to get it. Rise Nation will come off spawn, so they won't get the elimination domination. They are going to have to rotate all the way to this B hill. Monkey's a man with a dangerous gun in his hand has picked up that drop and has already gotten 1 kill to his name.
Wow, that's not even, I'm over here still laughing because I don't know how Sleeper got behind Shock so fast off the initial, but they need to go in. They need to go ahead and get a break. The break is going to come out, not 1, but 2 hills. You got to wonder, why are they fighting for 2 hills at the same time? Something, to me, it's like a little bit of a communication error. You got to wonder who died overextending onto the Knights home hill, but luckily for Rise Nation, they won this fight over at B towards this neutral hill. They're still going to keep some points going in their favor, but they need to be careful. Monkeys just making light work of this Rise Nation squad, and Sleeper as well. And Monkeys is like, guess what, Sleeper? I'm just going to go ahead and keep these kills racking up. It doesn't matter if you're on my team, their team, spectator team. It doesn't matter because we're going to win this round.
Cog is going to dominate here in 2 seconds. You see them still threatening the domination. They're still trying to keep at least 2 hills in their favor. They've got a massive lead in this one, already up to 60 points. And with those 2-to-1 hills, they're literally going to keep pushing Rise Nation into a corner, and they're already up 2-0. If you're Rise Nation, you don't want to go down 3-0. You don't want to be on your back foot. You see Rise trying to get set up because they're going to try to do what I almost want to call the Pittsburgh Knights special. They want to go for a last-second push and try to wipe them off the map to get the round win.
So it's going to get to Rise. They got to make sure not to turtle, but Shock already being taken down. This could be an opportunity for the Pittsburgh Knights to go ahead and press forward, but with 2 hills in their favor, they're about to get a 100-point lead over Rise Nation. They don't want to risk it. Those high-risk, high-reward plays, they don't need it. They're already up 2-0 as well, so Rise Nation is going to have to take a page out of the Pittsburgh Knights playbook and have a victory after one last-ditch effort play. But if I know the Pittsburgh Knights, and I do believe I do, somebody will try and sneak past and go ahead and capture the Rise Nation home.
They're going to get a lot of shots there on Monkeys. They're going to get the down on him, but the down was answered by one of their own. So look at that wall of blue by Chaos. Getting some downs, getting some outs, finishing teammates off of Rise Nation. And they're going to push up here. So B-Hill getting decapped, C-Hill also getting decapped, and it looks like Pittsburgh will have the entirety of the map to play with, down to less than 10 seconds. And it looks like, oh my goodness, is that Detox with no respawns already with 1 round left in the half, putting him really on death's doorstep here. Detox getting wiped out, but it is not any good. Pittsburgh 3-0 in map number 3.
Man, right now, you know what it looks like? It looks like the Pittsburgh Knights are going fishing. They're catching themselves a couple catfish right now.
Ooh,
a couple of catfish
he
on the
calls
side of Rise
catfish.
Nation. A 46 game in map number 2 from Avexis. He is completely quiet right now.
Look at this. Identiv standing up, getting loud. He's looking for some signs of life out of Rise Nation.
He might be yelling at us.
He might be, yeah, you know, he probably heard both of our predictions and he's a little angry at us as well. So, you know what, we have to deal with it, you know? But let's see how the vibes are going. Let's see how confident Pittsburgh are with this listen-in from Astro Gaming.
Pilares. No, me voy a morir.
Escúcheme, Dani. Escúcheme rápido, Dani.
Tienen vida.
Escúcheme, no.
Para los que tienen vida, que no tienen vida. Escúchame. Matan a los que no tienen vida. El sniper y el imago. Ok.
Déjenme rotear todo para allá, tranquilo.
Tranquilo, llega este güey y los mata.
Bueno, yo estoy contigo. Me puedo meter yo, ¿qué? No se pueden meter. Me está metiendo. Estoy contigo. Quítame de U. Corre, eso, corre. Te salimos. Ven.
Yo tengo dos por
Corre. Yo no quiero, puedo matar.
No, ellos, el H, son dos. Uno está liquidando por la izquierda.
Yo estoy cubriendo otro. Déjame cubrirlo. Allá arriba.
Escúchame, el shot quiere venir para acá.
Ok.
No ocupes el trap shot.
Ya lo maté.
¿Dónde está?
No sé.
Yo puedo meterme.
Oye, ¿eso quieres ganar su lado derecho?
Yo tengo dos de
No, son dos. Hay uno de balcón y uno de amarillo.
Oye, yo digo que volar.
De blanco.
No. ¿Por qué no peleamos para atrás?
Debe, papitos. Vamos
Deja eso.
Vaya para atrás.
Empieza a pushar. Cruz se dice. Estoy dando cross. Estamos a uno. Estoy llegando. De eso ya no estoy. Uno en mid. Me está viendo. Voy con ustedes.
Amigo, Lanche. Bueno, a ver si no sale. Si sale, si mata a ese. Yo tengo vida.
Estamos 45. Omi, estamos 45.
Escúcheme, déjenme matar a
Tengo un B.
Contesto medio.
Bueno, yo te cubro. Ya
Medio. Mátame. Son los últimos. Uno más. Báilale.
Uh-oh. 4-0 for Pittsburgh Knights. Concise lead in this map number 3. The fans getting live and loud and in living color here in Mexico City. You see the shot getting placed down for both sides. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe somebody couldn't help but come out here and handle some of this hype with us. I believe I see Guy Blaze live in the crowd getting hype with the fans as well. So they're getting up and getting loud for his presence. And you see, we go to the second half. Rise Nation can no longer lose a round. Can they do it?
Right now, Trix going to get that first down on Identity. No he's able to clean it up just yet. Ends up spawning the enemy lines right now. He gets another down for the squad. First blood went over to the Knights, but Rise is doing everything in their power to even it up. But Knights, they're just completely steamrolling them. A nice double kill from Chaos to come out. He has another opposition in front of him. He's playing a little careful, trying to put out some support damage, but he knows he's by himself. Finally, he's going to fall. And just like that, the first round for Rise Nation. Oh no, he actually Sleeper spawning up. This was, I think, I thought it was the quicker rounds, but this is actually the first round of the half. Respawn timers are all the way up to their highest, so split-second decision for Sleeper to spawn in there. Obviously, he's going to spawn in. If you look at the lives, he had 4. You bring him down 1, 3. So even if they were to lose that round, he'd go right back up to 4. But luckily for them as well, this is still very, very early on. And honestly, they're in a position that they would love to be in, because time after time again, it's these last-ditch effort pushes that the Knights make that solidify the round. So this is what I said. Let Rise Nation get 2 rounds. Let them go ahead and crank up the score. That's when you could strike, because they will turtle up, or that's how they've been doing.
You see here Avexis with the drop shot. He's going to rotate around here. He's going to look for any information whatsoever. He's going to look for a mark, look for maybe 2 members of Rise Nation in the same area, but here comes the first drop out. He's going to get a headshot and a double kill with the instant explosion. So now, on the top of the winch, you see Avexis knows they've got a one-man cornered. They're going to take him out. Another man goes down. So with another clean sweep there by the E-Hill of Rise Nation, Identives left to play defense. First shot on and out, and doesn't get anything. Here comes the flash. Here comes the stun. but he will get down, he will get out, and I believe that will be Rise Nation's first round in map number 3. And the boos come out, the hissing comes out.
I did not expect that on a Friday.
They're letting them have it already. There is no way around this, ladies and gentlemen. If you choose to walk into the house that Pittsburgh built, you must deal with the fans that Pittsburgh brought. And Rise Nation is having to deal with the weight of the world on their shoulders because yet again, even with that first round, they cannot drop one.
You know, I might be getting a little ahead of myself, but if we get a Straw Knights final, I would honestly be scared of the noise that would come out of this building. The roof would be blown off instantly.
Are
but
we on
they
a
have,
fault
they
line?
have to get there,
I'm pretty
though.
sure if we're on a fault line, it would cause an earthquake.
Uh-oh. They have to get there, though, and Rise Nation looking to come out strong here into this round. Detox already getting that drop shot and putting it to use. A couple of these members already downing out Monkeys and Sleeper getting out. The shot grenade is going to kind of separate the two for Desnide to be able to get that down on Drix, clean it up. So a well-placed shot grenade to come out, or maybe even an ill-advised shot grenade from Rise Nation. You see Identiv, Chaos, and Desnide keeping it going. Vexi's going to go ahead and take him out, but I think the damage has been done. You got to give this initial over to the Pittsburgh Knights.
Ooh, there comes the second drop. It's not going to get anything whatsoever. It's going to get some damage in, but no kills. And Pittsburgh are going to have the first 2 hill caps of this round number 6. They will have the initial under their belt. They gave up the power weapon, but they've got the positioning, and I believe they've made him waste both of those drops already. I'm not sure either drop is connected.
No, I do believe you're correct, but Pittsburgh Knights with 2 hills in their favor. You see the members of Rise Nation kind of moving on over towards E, but no one really in position to go ahead and push across just yet. So players still finding themselves rotating, still finding themselves out of position. You see Inzum's taken out. This is a 4v5 on the map currently, and the Pittsburgh Knights are threatening the home hill of Rise Nation. You see that's Identiv going in first. He's going to get taken out. But it even took Sleeper downing Identiv in order for him to get taken out. So Rise Nation needed that little extra bit of help. But I like the setup of this squad for the Pittsburgh Knights.
There's the first kill, though. Look at that. They had a perfect pinch to play there for Rise Nation, but it doesn't come through. The answer, the counter punch by Pittsburgh is just too strong. They'll have 2 or 3 dead now, and with 2 alive for Rise Nation to play defense. They have to figure it out here, ladies and gentlemen. The first kill comes in. Chaos is going to trade right back out with that one, though. So they're going to keep Rise Nation stuck in their spawn. And with 150 to 72, you will see without a doubt a score that is almost insurmountable without a miracle for Rise Nation.
Underlay, amigos. Rise Nation is going to have to go, but I even like what the Pittsburgh Knights are doing. They're having a pressure setup. They're not even letting Rise Nation get any bit of the neutral ground coming out. A well-placed shot for the Pittsburgh Knights going to stop it in their tracks, force the rotation to come out from Rise Nation. A nice instant place. It should stop them, or hit him a little bit in way of going over, so Inzum has a lot of damage putting on him. Sleeper knows he's not in the best position. He's going to be forced to back up, but the rest of the Knights are not going to back up. Chaos knows my teammate needs help. I'm here to help him. Monkey's getting another kill on Drix as well. Desnide is surely scaring off the teammates from Rise Nation, but he's going to have to turn around eventually.
But look, the FL's going to stay in control of Pittsburgh, and with less than 9 seconds to complete control over the E-Hill, this will be said and done. And in their first test in Mexico City, the armor of the Pittsburgh Knights is beautiful. It's shiny. It's dang near glorious to see. They take this one 2-1. And on a Friday in Mexico City, it's all smiles on the side of the Knights. And those fans are as happy as anybody to see them take this one home. PR, I absolutely could not have asked for a better first match to cast with you on a Friday in Mexico City than what we just got from Pittsburgh and Rise Nation.
Man, that match, that crowd, man, they gave me the chills, man. That just reminded me of this squad in San Diego. They were some of the most dominant teams, predicted to almost win the event. They took out that Energy squad in the Swiss bracket. Obviously, it wasn't in the elimination stage, but this is shades of that. Exactly just that. And I'm going to be keeping my eye on this squad to see how they're going to continue this domination.
The only way for us to be able to break down all that action is by sending it back over to our analyst desk, where Ribs and Ryan and Lisa will most definitely give us the breakdown.
Thanks, guys. And you just saw why I'm not a betting gal. So Pittsburgh Knights, nonetheless, took that win. The guys on the desk, my experts, 2-1. You guys called it. You guys just saw the future, huh?
I said it was going to be a 2-1 Pittsburgh Knights. I believe, Jordan, you had 2-1 Rise Nation. So I'm not letting you out of that one just yet.
Oh, that's right.
An incredible, incredible match. We knew it would come down to the wire to these two teams. We pretty much were under the assumption it's going to be a game 3. I mean, these two teams just so strong. And Pittsburgh Knights, man, they did it in front of the home crowd. That was insane. Just everything you ever asked for in Mexico City.
So I want to know, because what I had seen from the beginning, Rise Nation, man, they popped off. They were looking so tight, so solid and cohesive, running that map. They won that first one on Icebound, which is what they picked. And then it just kind of started falling apart halfway through the second map. Literally, Pittsburgh Knights took 8 maps in a row, I believe, before Rise got even another one in there before they took their final loss.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Knights got all the momentum, and it happened in that bunker, the final round on bunker. We almost saw what happened on the first map, Icebound. Pittsburgh Knights was up 4-3. They lost 2 rounds and lost that map 5-4. Then it go to bunker, same story. They were about to go to a round number 9 again. They clutch up. That was one of the closest rounds we've ever seen. I think it was 250 to 249. And not only did that deflate Rise going into that final map, I think Pittsburgh Knights and the crowd just came together for that third map, and they almost won 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, it was a kind of a story full of momentum swings both ways, right? Pittsburgh Knights come out with that lead. They're pretty much on map point. Rise Nation takes it away from them. That could have very well been a 2-0, by the way. Right, Rise Nation, they steal the momentum. They started on a bunker map, which we know they're not that good at. They started with a lead on bunker. Momentum shifts yet again, that incredible round on bunker, and then you just saw them off to the races on training grounds. That third map wasn't even competitive.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was 5-1, as we just saw, and it looked like it almost was going to be a 5-0. The Rise got one round in there, and they made that one very loudly won as the crowd booed very loudly.
Detox. I think it was Detox who showed some love to the player on the ground, which is probably the last thing you should do in front of this crowd. So when you guys are watching those VODs, make sure you never do that again.
I will say, though, this was a good taste of an elite-level matchup here on a Friday. One thing I say time and time again, I love this Swiss pool play because this is a match that you could easily see in like a top 8 scenario in our final bracket, a top 4 scenario even. Obviously, the fans getting behind Pittsburgh Knights, and Rise putting on a show in those first 2 maps. They got to go back on the drawing board and training grounds, though, because that was their map pick.
Yeah, I mean, still plenty of tournament left, of course, for Rise Nation. This is only the first match of the weekend. Again, they had to start off their tournament playing pretty much the crowd favorite, right? A very strong team in Pittsburgh Knights. So not time to hit the panic button just yet. But if you're Pittsburgh Knights, another hot start. We saw them with the same kind of start at the San Diego Major as well. So we're going to see if they can kind of truly pull it through this time because, like I said, so far so good for the People's Champs.
Yeah, I'm honestly, Rise, they did an excellent job. Though they did take the loss on that, they're still going to progress in the Swiss bracket and then figure out their seeding, and they just, I think, are just going to be more on fire moving into the next. So with that, let's hear from our winning team on the stage with Ricari.
All right, thank you so much, Lucy. Let's give it up one more time for the Pittsburgh Knights. I gotta say, this is home field advantage, right? You've got everybody here cheering for you. What does it feel like to be a celebrity up here on stage?
It's just crazy, man. I never will imagine to have or knowing all these people, and they just make us feel like we're in a movie, but we're not. We're just playing here, so I don't know. We're having fun.
That's good, because last time we had you up here, you were very stoic. You know, you were just trying to make sure the match happened. But midway through that second map, I saw the pop-off happen. So I want to know, at what point did you find your groove? What point did you start to feel comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, we start learning and we start seeing that they were pushing us, outslaying us, so we just started like matching up and it just started working out.
All right, and you started that first map. You were up 4-3, ended up dropping the entire series, but then you came back and pushed hard for the last 2. What did you do to focus? What did you guys talk about back there to make sure things were sealed in your favor?
It's just never give up.
All right, and last thing you want to say to the crowd?
Hermanos, la neta, son los mejores, los amo, no es normal, neta, lo que hacen sentirnos aquí estando en esta. Y si les gusta, también pueden comprar su playera de Pittsburgh aquí, si es que les ama. So, ya saben, papitos, yo la lanzo, la quiero.
All right, he's giving that out. While he's doing that, Lucy, Desk, I'm going to toss it back to y'all.
Oh, I was trying to catch the T-shirt. We're a little too far back. But
You would have had to throw it backwards over the curtains.
Oh, touche. Oh, then I'm closer. Dang it. Wow, I always love Idendiv's interviews because he is so sweet, like positive and encouraging.
That's a wholesome kid right there.
Yes, but what's fantastic, what's great is during games though, he's up there going,
oh yeah,
get it together, and
he turns on that killer mode, right? He's a nice guy outside the game, but when you're his enemy sitting across from him, he's not that nice.
It was all business in the pregame. You saw Rukari mention it, right? He's just kind of stoic, just waiting for the match to start. But the second that kind of map warms up, second the controller gets plugged in, he becomes a different animal.
Yeah, and it's great, and that's perfect, right? That's what you want to do. You want to play your game, be in that moment, really focus up. We were talking about that a little earlier, and he does just that, leaves it all on the stage, and then he's nice guy identives off stage until the next match. And so with that, this is the final of the conclusion of grouping 2, or group B, are we calling it? Yes. And let's check out how all the other matches that were going on at the same time played out. You guys, right here, we got the only 2-1.
Yeah, 2-0s around the board. I know Reciprocity in that first map versus eStorm went to a round number 9, but they cleaned it up. They won 2-0, Elevate continuing their dominance ever since they were 6-0 in their winner phase. But yeah, Pittsburgh Knights, that was the match of round 1 that we all wanted to watch. Pittsburgh Knights does come out on top 2-1. What a match it was. And now we're going to move on to the matchups where we're seeing 2-0 or 1-0 teams versing each other.
Yeah, because now they're going to be coming back around. I want to point out Elevate in the No Mercy matchup, that actually happened in a blink of an eye.
Was it?
It was super fast.
It's kind of to be expected. I would say. I think we kind of like the other 3 matches outside of the PK versus Rise. We're like, all right, these should be pretty easy cleanups. And they said that's about what happened. And now we can see, like Jordan mentioned, the good teams that are winning their first matches get to play each other. And then we get some 2-0 teams, get the 2-0 teams playing each other. And next thing you know, we'll have those first seeds.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's Group A following matches, I believe.
Yeah, so those are our matches we saw at the beginning of the stream, and we saw earlier.
He's at round 2.
This is round 2.
Yeah,
okay.
The group. Yeah, the next.
Okay, so our next match on stream is going to be UIU versus Astral Esports. Astral Esports, you guys saw them in the beginning match of this weekend. Now they're going against a real threat. And you said earlier, Ryan, they didn't look like they were clean enough to actually beat UIU the way they were playing.
Yeah, I didn't like their first victory over Rebel again. They did clean up the match. They won what you're supposed to win. But if they play like that against a team like UIU, they are going to get fried. UIU beat Fire and Ice, another LATAM contender, at a scoreline of 10-2. You know they're confident. I keep calling it the revenge tour for this team. They don't like us talking about another team being the best in the world. So again, Fire and Ice, they were the first victim. If Astral doesn't clean it up, they might just be the second.
I cannot wait for that match. And then you look at Team Hive and Rated R. Those are the other 2 undefeated teams so far in our Swiss phase. One of those, both of those teams, one of those. So you have the number 2 team in Europe going against Team Hive, the number 1 team from our Bravo group. And then Encrypted Obey Alliance, both of those teams 0-1. Rebel and Fire and Ice 0-1. So they're going to have to fight to try to go 1-1 on this Friday.
All for seeding into the championship bracket. And you can watch all these matches at live.gearsofwar.com. We are, of course, broadcasting 1 match, and the other 3 you can catch there and decide to click on whichever one you want. The hub, all things, live.gearsofwar.com. So always be checking up on that. So but while we're setting up for our next matchup, you guys, it's going to be fantastic. We're going to see Astral once again, and then UIU for the first time this weekend. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.